Visit any senior center, retirement community, or local YMCA, and you will overhear conversations like this one. I can get to the kitchen on a service return, but when I hit my third shot drop, I can't get to the non-volley line before they dink it back. Am I stuck with hitting the drive or lob? Well, depending on who you're playing with, you can try a cross-court dink or try hitting an around the post shot. Of course, you can always stack if your partner can run faster. And you might wonder, are they speaking a foreign language? Or a 55 and older version of Pig Latin? No, it is the language of pickleball. Yes, that is its name, pickleball. And it is the fastest growing sport in America. Here is how it all began. One bright sunny day, the Pritchard, Bell, and McCullen kids are bored with their usual summer activities. The dads gather around and they come up with a plan. Let's take a miniature tennis net, place it on a gym floor, pair up the kids like they're playing doubles tennis. Oh, and let's give them oversized ping pong paddles and a wiffle ball, and let's see what happens. Once they noticed how much fun the kids were having, the dads decided this new game needs a name. So one of the dads say, the Pritchards have a dog named Pickles, right? And we're having fun at a party, right? So what the hell, let's just call it pickleball. So I'll let you decide if they've been drinking that day or not. I first heard about this strange game at a Course in Miracles study group. As we were gathering up our books and saying goodbye, a friend said, hey, you used to play tennis, right? You would love playing pickleball. I retorted, no self-respecting tennis player would ever play a game called pickleball. So a few months later, though, another friend mentions that she teaches pickleball to her students in phys ed. It's a warm, sunny day, so I think, why not? And I ask her to teach me the basics. As soon as my paddle makes contact with the ball, I am hooked. Now, a little bit about me. I have dedicated most of my adult life to personal and spiritual growth. I have explored the teachings of philosophers, scientists, and gurus. And for the past 18 years, I have studied and practiced the teachings of A Course in Miracles, releasing unconscious beliefs and unhealthy patterns in order to achieve an inner state of peace and love. Before that fateful pickleball day, I had reached a peaceful state of existence. Very little ruffled my feathers. I let life happen without judging or clinging, and enjoyed an overall sense of well-being. There is a saying, however, that if you think you're enlightened, go spend a week with your family. In my case, all I had to do was step on a pickleball court. A recent article titled, Pickleball Players Warn of the Addictive Nature of Pickleball, quotes Ronald, an avid pickleball enthusiast, saying, this game can become like a disease, contagious, progressive, addictive, and incurable. And by the way, Ronald refused to reveal his last name for fear his wife might just catch on to how much pickleball he had actually been playing. The article goes on to report warning signs of a pickleball addiction. As I read through the list, I become increasingly concerned for the salvation of my soul. Number 1, you have postponed a hip replacement, knee surgery, or a root canal, so you won't miss a pickleball game. Number 2, there's only a dusting on the roads when you pull into the parking lot to play. Number 3, while on vacation, you forego a trip to a national monument to scope out the local YMCA for a local pickleball player. And number 4, you strap on 2 knee braces, 2 elbow braces, and a back brace and yell, I'm all warmed up, who wants to play? Another sign that I have issues other than my addiction occurs when my drill partner suggests I am ready to play a match at the local rec center. But I'm not an athlete, I argue. I don't really care about winning, and I don't even own a sports bra. That's okay, she responds. Pickleball is more about having fun and being social. This seems to go along with my Zen philosophy about life, so off I go to play my first match. The match begins with pleasantries, clicking paddles at the net, whispers of, have a good game, and winners by the first round. This seems fun and relaxing so far, I think to myself. But after a few points, the atmosphere takes a dark turn. My opponent hits a ball short and high. As I see the ball floating in the air, my Dr. Jekyll voice commands, "Kill the ball!" And without hesitating, I rush the net, position my arm high above my head, and in one sweeping, triumphant moment, I slam the ball at my opponent. Suddenly, I'm channeling Rocky Balboa. My fists pump in the air and I shout to the heavens, "Yes!" I'm so caught up in the glory of winning the point that it takes me a moment to realize no one's congratulating me. Eyes stare back at me with surprise and reproach. "You can't hit the ball while standing in the kitchen," my opponent instructs. I look down and notice that I'm standing in the middle of a box marked off with white lines. She explains, "You have to stand behind the line to hit a ball in the air. This makes it fair to the opposing team. It's not about overpowering your opponent. It is a game of finesse, patience, and cooperation." And needless to say, I lost the point, and I wasn't all zen about it either. Once I learned that beating my opponent through brute force will not help me reach higher states of spiritual consciousness or win friends in the pickleball world, I decide to take a different approach. One evening, while playing at the local rec center, a young couple drops in for a friendly pickleball game. Exchanging small talk before beginning play, they show us pictures of their newborn and express excitement about their first date night after being cooped up in the house for a few months. The next points are a disaster. I hit balls out of bounds, into the net, and even managed to hit a few balls 2 courts over. Surprised at my sudden lack of ability to keep the ball in play, let alone in our own court, my partner waves me over for a consult. "What's going on?" she asks. "It's their first night out," I explain. "They're exhausted, overwhelmed with taking care of a baby. I feel guilty for winning. I want them to feel good and have fun, so I'm letting them win." "You can't let them win," she says with an incredulous tone. Did I mention that my pickleball partner is a real athlete and has played competitive sports since grade school? "When you play your best," she informs me, "you actually help your opponents. They discover what they have to work on, and you can challenge them to play their best. Win or lose, everyone is satisfied when learning is taking place on the court." Looking at the sleep-deprived couple across the net, I have my doubts. But then again, I'm not a real athlete, so I trust her guidance and play my best. We win the match by a wide margin, and clinking paddles at the net, our young friends smile broadly and say, "Good game," and I think they really meant it. Over the next few months, I let go of the outcome and concentrate on mastering new skills. I don't mind eating a little humble pie, and I actually enjoy what I'm learning. I play my best and encourage my opponents to do the same. However, once in a while, my Dr. Jekyll side takes over. And when I'm slamming the ball at the opponent, I tell myself, "That's okay, I'm just helping them learn." But as I watch my opponent duck and run for cover, I begin to wonder if they see it that way. All is well in my pickleball world. One day, my partner suggests that we sign up to play in a competitive tournament. I think, why not? I've brought my Zen-like attitude to my pickleball world. What could possibly go wrong? I enter the state-of-the-art pickleball facility with a cooler full of Gatorade, protein bars, and bananas, the breakfast of champions. I sport a new tennis skirt, a knee brace, and an elbow plastered with KT tape. That's athletic talk for ace bandage. I have brought my Z game, my Zen-like attitude. I'm ready to play my best, relax, and have fun. We step onto the court, clink paddles with our opponents, and walk back to the baseline. As I get ready to serve, a flush of heat courses through my body. Sweat trickles down my back. Is it hot in here? I whisper to my partner. My legs begin to shake. Suddenly, I can't breathe. I think I'm gonna pass out, I warn. Is it too early to call a timeout? My partner, in her infinite athlete wisdom, whispers back, pressure is a privilege. Feeling pressure means you care. It helps you perform at your highest level. You're here because you want to get better. What I really want right now, I whisper back, is to throw up. But instead, I persevere and serve the ball because I'm told that's what real athletes do. And each point is agony. 0-0. I'm not an athlete. What was I thinking signing up to play in a tournament? 0-1. I'm letting my partner down. She'll never speak to me again. 0-2. I'm a failure. 0-3. I'll never be as good as they are. 0-4. I hate myself right now. 0-5. I'm worthless and feel like dirt on the bottom of someone's shoe. We are back in the car an hour later with a cooler still full of snacks and a bruised ego. I break the news to my pickleball partner. I will never, ever, ever, ever play in another tournament again. In her infinite wisdom, she lets me sulk in peace. The next morning, however, I have an epiphany. That Dr. Jekyll voice is trying to ruin my life. I will not let these thoughts rule my life. So I make a pact with myself. I will play another tournament, but this time I will put that voice to rest once and for all. The next few tournaments are a mixture of nerves and grit. Each time unloving negative thoughts come up, I counter them with this mantra. My worth is not determined by pickleball. My worth is not determined by pickleball. My worth is not determined by pickleball. Turns out, if you don't believe the thoughts you hear in your head, they disappear. By the time I enter the field house at the New York State Senior Games, I am ready to bring my Z game. And the experience is spiritual, perfectly in sync. My partner and I communicate telepathically, moving together with precision, grace, cooperation, and finesse. I feel a kinship with our opponents. We challenge each other, and we all play our best. As I float through the air and hit a perfectly executed cross-court shot, I think I have reached pickleball nirvana. As I stand on the podium to receive my silver medal, I reflect on the moment when my paddle first made contact with a pickleball. It's been a very steep learning curve, but the rewards have been worth it. I feel younger somehow, more alive, adventurous, and confident. I have graduated with flying colors, and my Zen game is better than ever. Just as I'm about to announce winners by the first round, my pickleball partner turns to me, holds up her silver medal, and says, "You know what this means, don't you? We just qualified for the national tournament. Pack your A game. We're going to New Mexico."